This guy we are watching every fifth day is one of the best that's ever done it. You see him put up these type of performances time after time. He hasn't gotten the run support this year. He hasn't gotten the defense to make his win total where we're used to it, to get his ERA where we're used to it. But you can't help, after watching Max Scherzer take the mound today, and not think about, first ballot Hall of Fame type of guy.
First ballot Hall of Fame is a no-brainer. This is no disrespect to some of the guys in which are all-time greats in our game. The Pedro Martinez's, the Randy Johnsons, the Roger Clemens, the Greg Maddux, the John Smoltz.
Yeah.
What we are witnessing with Max Scherzer, it will go down as he will go down in that class of guys and be talked about as one of the best pitchers to have ever toed the rubber in Major League Baseball. And what you're seeing, it's not just the quality of the stuff. People that say that baseball is boring, people that don't want to come to the ballpark.
Yeah, watch this guy pitch.
Come watch Max Scherzer pitch, and I guarantee you, you will not think that baseball is boring. This is why the game of baseball, we need the Washington Nationals in the World Series. We need to get them on the national stage so that baseball fans across the world get to see the excitement that this guy brings to the game of baseball.
The stuff that he has, Bo, is ridiculous, and we're going to talk about it because he had his ace stuff today, threw the curveball more, all that stuff. We'll get there. But the competitiveness, the fire that this guy has, demands the ball and then goes out there and performs, and you can tell how fired up he is before and after.
There are some guys that there is somewhat of a, false provider maybe. They act the part, so forth and so on. But with this guy, it is authentic. It's real.
Yeah.
It's who he is. It's what he's made of. And as a team, I would just love to have played with the guy.
Yeah.
As a teammate, you have to absolutely just love it and go, when this guy takes the ball, I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
He had 104 pitches after 7 innings of work. If the Nationals have a lights-out 8th inning guy, then maybe he doesn't go back to the mound for the 8th inning. But he did take the ball for the 8th inning, and Bo, he went to work.
He went to work immediately. Again, you're talking about a guy who's going to go out there in the 8th inning. He's going to empty his tank. Let's go to the tape and just take a look at this, because when you think about Max Scherzer, he understands the nature of the bullpen and the woes in which they've had. He wanted this ball. He wanted this game, and he's able to get Senzel here and finish him off with a slider for his 14th strikeout of the game. And then here comes Davey Martinez. He walks out there. It's a slow trot, because he's saying to himself, I don't know what's going to happen when I get out there. And Max said some things that you probably can't talk about on this show, but we will say this. He determined he was not coming out of this game.
Yeah, he told Davey Martinez as much, and then he goes out there, and 3 pitches later,
he throws a freeze fastball on his 120th pitch of the game. It's 97 miles an hour. It's on the outside corner. It's on the black, and Votto goes back to the dugout. He has a few choice words for the umpire, and Max gets in the dugout, and he's pumped up.
And Bo, that sequence to Joey Votto there, we saw the last pitch. He went get me over curveball, then he went fastball paint top of the zone, and then he went fastball just off the plate down in a way that was called for strike 3. 3 pitches against one of the most dangerous hitters. I know he's having a down year to this point, but Joey Votto is a tough guy to strike out and a really tough guy to strike out on 3 pitches, and Max blew him away.
And that's what you call smelling the finish line. He smelled the finish line. He emptied his tank there, and he went right at them. He wasn't going to waste pitches. He felt like, this is my ball game. I'm going to finish this inning, and I'm going to pass the ball off to the doctor, and he went right at them, and he got him.
I want to pitch something to our Masson bosses. I want a Max Scherzer cam. I want a camera on him every time he takes the mound, and not leaving him, and we need to air that. Maybe split screen something, because the demeanor that he has when Davey Martinez comes out there and tells him no, he screams at his manager no, doesn't want him leaving the dugout, demands to stay in the game. That's must-watch stuff.
Yes, it is. And some people may think, they may go, well, what if it goes bad? Because Davey Martinez, obviously, he is the manager of the team. But as a manager, one of the things in which you want to empower your players, to basically take charge in situations where they know that they are your best option. Max Scherzer knows that him being on the mound is the best option for this ball club.
And, Bo, in terms of his stuff, Max Scherzer had everything working today. The fastball was there velocity-wise. He had the off-speed stuff as well. This guy could throw any pitch in any count, and obviously he's going to lean heaviest on his heater. but we saw pretty much an even mix of the other 4 pitches, and that curveball, we typically don't see it as frequently as we did today.
Yes, he broke out the whole repertoire today, but I'll tell you what, it started with the fastball. He established the fastball early, and it was explosive from pitch number 1.
Let's go through it because it all starts and ends with the fastball with Max Scherzer.
All starts and ends with the fastball, and he had it going today. We're going to look here. Here's a fastball, on a paint, black, down and away at 95 miles an hour. Then he comes with the high heat up and in, running up and in for another punch out. And then you go fastball top of the zone there at 97. As you can see, he started to smell it more and more. There's another paint fastball at 98 on the outside black. And then you go to the 95 mile an hour fastball. And then you go top here for another 97 mile an hour fastball. Max Scherzer had it all working today. And this is the last one here with Votto, 97 on the outside black. Game, set, match.
That's with his 120th pitch. He's pumping 97 and locating it exactly where he wants to. And here's our Who Dug Deep, brought to you by Miss Utility. Call 811 before you dig. It's the law. And it's Max Scherzer's fastball velocity by inning. And Bo, what you see there is that fastball velocity was trending upwards from 94 to begin the game, was averaging almost 96 miles an hour in the 6th inning, then got, obviously a little tired, but still had reserve left in the tank that he could punch up 97 when he needed to on his 120th pitch.
Again, that's when you know you're talking about a guy who actually can smell the finish line, because he was able to not only pace himself early in a game, he also knew that he needed to get deep into this game. And we started talking about, his pitch count around the 6th or 7th inning, but he found a way to basically take a deep breath, dig a little bit deeper, and find more velocity when he needed it.
Had an extra day of rest because of the off day on Thursday. He talks, Bo, about how huge that can be to give him 5 days of rest going into a start, help him push the reset button a little bit, feel like he's got a little bit more in that tank. And Bo, we talked about it a couple weeks ago that Max told me that his off-speed stuff, just for whatever reason, wasn't feeling that crisp for him. His changeup has gotten hit a little bit harder this year than in the past. The off-speed stuff today was dominant.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why it was dominant. It was dominant because the fastball was so dominant. Look at that changeup there, just run off the plate. Then you're gonna see another cutter here under the hands on the inner third, and then you're gonna go another changeup. They're throwing bats, trying to get contact here. You look here, there's another changeup that's bottom. He gets him to swing out of the zone, and then you have another changeup that basically starts middle and it runs to the outer third of the plate. When you have the breaking stuff that Max has, and you're basically exploding your fastball with the cutter on the inner third, the explosive fastball at the top of the zone. When you start to get that strike to ball changeup, you're going to get swing and miss the way we saw today.
Yeah, I don't know how you hit this guy when he's pitching the way that he was today. I really don't understand it.
It's like I said, I've sat and I've watched some of Pedro Martinez games when he was, locked in and one of the best pitchers in baseball at the time. And what Max Scherzer is doing right now, again, I say this out of no disrespect to any of those guys, but what this man is doing right now, he is in a class by himself as it relates to being the best pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Max Scherzer has not gotten a ton of run support this season. He didn't get a ton through most of this ball game today, but for the second straight day, Bo, Brian Dozier contributed a big insurance run. Yesterday it was a solo homer. Today it was a big 2-run single to get the Nationals a little extra cushion.
Yes, these are those add-on runs in which we've been missing late with the bullpen, having the woes that they're having and giving them a little bit of a cushion. Dozier with a big home run last night to make it 5-2, and then a big 2 RBI single here to make it 4-1 today. That gave an extra cushion as well. He was able to take second base on the throw. Dozier is starting to swing a hot bat. We talked about this early in the season. A guy that basically came over from Minnesota. You know you're going to get Gold Glove defense. You know you're going to get power. He's now starting to use the whole field, and it's going to be a productive bat as we continue to move forward.